I just like having a pillow because it's so much more
Yeah.
comfortable. Okay, so what we're doing is we are launching our very first YouTube series. I don't know, whatever we're going to call it. I have no idea yet at this point. Victoria's our first film. So the point of this series is to sit down and have one-on-one conversations with each member of Industry Hair Co. and learn more about them and their journey that brought them to hair, as well as what brought them to Industry Hair Co. So introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Victoria. I am the salon manager and senior stylist here at Industry Hair Co. I'm coming up on 2 years here, but I've been about 10 years in the industry.
How long have we known each other? 8 years?
Almost, well, however old your son is.
He's 9.
9 years.
Yeah.
She was my first salon that I started working at. And I worked there for a little bit, and then I moved out west. I worked in Edmonton for about a year, and then I came back.
So what drew you into this industry in the first place?
Well, my mom, she had done hair in the 80s. So she was always cutting her hair, always like putting highlights in her hair. Like my first color service, I was in grade 1 and I got red highlights.
Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah. So I always had an interest in it. And then once I got to high school, or no, even before then, I was cutting friends' hair and doing like braids and whatever. And then in high school, I started taking cosmetology, and I was really good at it, and I really enjoyed it. And my Cosmo teacher, I was kind of having some like uncertainties about what I wanted to do. I thought I'd always wanted to be an actress, but
Did you do like theater and stuff in high
yeah,
school? Okay.
I did a lot of theater. I was always doing a play ever since I was like first grade, whenever you could do the plays back then. And then I don't know, something just didn't feel right, and I was just I just didn't I was doubting myself, and I was scared of the uncertainty of acting and how inconsistent it can be, and how most of the time you're going to have to be working a different job.
I guess that is the reality of acting, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like on a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, and even then you could be axed, and like
True.
I didn't like the uncertainty of it, and not being completely confident in myself. I don't think I could have committed myself 100%. So
what grade in Cosmo, did you have the same Cosmo teacher the whole year time?
Yeah.
So in what grade were you in when you finally were like, or they had the conversation with you that like you should consider this as a career?
I was in grade 11.
Okay.
Like grade 9, we didn't take it because it wasn't offered to us.
Oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't me either.
Grade 10, I took it, and I was like, oh my God, let me get my hands in some hair. Like, let me color some hair, let me cut some hair. And she's like, you're not allowed yet. Like, you're just not allowed yet. So grade 11, there's a thing called the skills competition.
Yep.
So it starts off our region. You start off doing that. If you place first, you move up to provincial, and then from provincial you move up to nationals, and then nationals, and then it's worldwide. So there was different things you had to do for it. There was a modern women's cut, a modern
Men's
style updo, like an avant-garde updo. And then what's called the bombage.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the Elvis Presley. It's like it's so structured, and like,
but it's like that big.
Yeah, like it's basically a flat top. Like it's probably one of the most
hardest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like probably the most difficult men's cut to do. I mean, it was.
And when was the last time you did that haircut?
I've never done that haircut. I've never done it in my entire career. You know the splatter shields?
Cooking?
Yeah. I put that on the top and like blow dried it so it would go flat, and like shit ton of hairspray. Are we swearing?
It's totally fine. We swear all the time.
Shit ton of hairspray. Yeah. So grade 11, I actually won, and I got to move up to Ontario Skills, and I got 8th, but I was competing against university students.
That's amazing.
Which, like, I was pretty dang proud of myself. It was a really cool experience. Like, it was so cool being able to just do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, it was really fun.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And then you decided to do hair. Did you go to school after high school, or did you do an apprenticeship?
So I didn't do an apprenticeship. I went to college, which is not the normal way to go.
What college did you go to?
Georgian College in Barrie.
Barrie, yes. Oh yeah, I knew that.
So normally you would just like do an apprenticeship or you'd go to hair school, but all my friends were getting application, like going and getting accepted. So I was like, I want to do that too. So I did it.
So was it a 1-year program?
It was technically 2 years condensed into one.
Oh, wow.
So from September to August, I was in school from like 8 to 5 every day, full time. Mm-hmm. I had other classes that I'd have to do, like night classes or online. And yeah, and then I graduated in 2016.
Okay, and then after your schooling was done, how ready did you feel to go into the salon world?
I didn't think I wanted to do it.
Oh, okay.
So,
because you were scared?
I was scared. I just feel like our college experience, it was the first year the program had been there. So I feel like as great as my teachers were, it was just, I just felt ill prepared. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people say that about going to school for hair. But my Cosmo teacher, she knew of your old salon.
Yep.
And she said, I know this great salon in Milton. They use Davines products, which I had no idea. I had no idea what it was.
You probably called it Davines. Yeah.
I said to you, I was like, so you guys use Davines?
I'm like, bitch, no, it's Davines.
Yeah, get a clue. So, yeah.
That's so funny.
And then I got hired on the spot. So
good.
Yeah.
So good. So then you did your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Hours. So after schooling, you still have to do apprenticeship hours.
Yeah.
No matter what route you choose. And that's why in our industry, there's so many different routes that you can do because there are so many options on how you want that path to look for you. But her choosing to go to an actual school, she still had to complete the exact same amount of hours in a salon before you can even write your exam. It's the exact same, right?
Yeah. I think without schooling, you do have to do more hours.
More. Okay.
But there's like more technical and like theory that you have to do and sign off on.
Right.
And mine was like journey person something. The Ontario College of Trades is not even a thing anymore. Yeah. It's Skilled Trades Ontario.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, so then you did your apprenticeship and you were a do-it-all stylist.
Yep.
So you focused not on anything specific. You focused on everything, which is, I think, a really great way for people to learn hair in our industry. Mm-hmm. The odd person has like this goal from the beginning to be a specific specialist, but I do think that like that can change 1,000 times in your career.
Oh yeah.
So to actually learn everything from the get-go is like really truly the best. So you learned everything, you did everything.
I briefly did not do men's cuts.
Briefly.
Yeah. Okay. It was
scary.
Yeah.
We let fear stop us from a lot of things in our life. Yep.
I'm like, not gonna lie, I messed up a few haircuts. So like,
we all do. It was
like, yeah.
Okay, what's the worst fuck up you've done on a client's head?
God. Oh man. Well, it was probably, I mean, like they were all.
Were they all fixable?
Yeah. It just wouldn't be what they wanted.
So like, are we talking color or like cutting? Like when I think of like color, I'm like anything's fixable with color. When I think of cutting, like sometimes you have to go shorter.
Yeah.
And like that's not always the goal for the client.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's hard to think.
Yeah. So I have a few that I did.
I thought you were gonna say about me. No. I'm like, okay.
I did probably the craziest fuck up, and still to this day I remember it.
Oh yeah.
I cut my best friend's neck.
Oh God.
Legitimately cut
Oh
her
my
neck.
God. Oh my
She
God.
had a bob at the time. She probably still remembers this. Of course, she remembers this,
She's
actually.
like, I see the scar.
Yeah. So she had a bob at the time, and I have always been like super anal with like the back of my haircuts. And so I had her have her neck down, and I always use my hands to like push the hair. And I guess I pushed a little too much and created like movement in her skin. And I fucking cut her skin.
What? You must have been like pushing it
I
so
must have.
down that it,
I
oh my
still
God.
have no idea how I did it, but that's all I can think about was that I was pushing too much and that it just created, I have no idea. Anyways,
You're
I've
like, I
never
blacked
done
out.
it
I blacked
again.
out.
I totally did. I will have never done it again, and I will never do it again because I'm so aware now of my scissor placement.
It's always, it takes a fuck up to
Yeah.
realize that you're never doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep thinking. If you think of it, tell us.
I
But
I do I do know, but like I don't know if I should say
why?
it. Okay, you can edit this out if maybe.
I'm not editing shit. Whisper in my ear.
I don't know if it's gonna pick up. And then she cried. It was so
Okay,
bad.
let's just say the client cried. Let's leave it at that.
I didn't know what I was doing. I tried doing something, it didn't work.
That is
But yeah,
hilarious.
traumatizing.
It is traumatizing. Okay, so what brought you and what did the journey look like from where we started when you worked for me 100 years ago to now? Tell everybody how this played out. Why did you come to Industry Hairco?
I mean, do we want the real version? No, I felt like I needed to be challenged more. I felt like I
Hold on, let's start with, did
Okay.
I ask you to come work for me or did you choose to come and work for me?
I chose.
Okay. So there's this big misconception that I steal all of my stylists. So we're going to make this clear. I did not ask her to come work for me. She asked me, and
10
actually,
times. I begged you.
I
Like,
turned her
what's enough?
down 3 times.
Yeah.
I didn't feel she was ready. I explained that we do things very differently here, and she just needed to grow more as a stylist and as a human being.
Yeah.
And when you did grow and we then did have an actual sit down conversation, I realized how much in that like year and a half that I had been gone, technically almost 2 years, because I like was built this place. It took 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So technically almost 2 years that I was not working with her daily. I learned and saw in our meeting when we went for dinner how much she had like grown and matured as a human, but also like I could just tell as a stylist she was ready to, do the things that we do at Industry, because we aren't your typical salon. We don't have front desk, we don't have a salon team like that leads our team, like a receptionist or a manager. Like we now have Victoria as our manager, but we'll get to that. But it was such a different experience for her that I really needed to make sure that she was ready for it. So you felt ready.
Yeah.
I felt like you were ready. And was it a scary thing to make the jump to be like, I'm leaving, or was it an exciting thing?
It was both. Like I was scared. I'm scared of change. I'm always scared of change.
Most people are.
And yeah, that's very normal. But I feel like I doubt myself a lot, and I was scared of.
What were you most scared of?
I was scared that I. I was just scared that I wasn't gonna be successful. Like I was just scared that I wasn't gonna have clients follow me, that I wasn't gonna be able to build clientele, or that I'd have to manage my schedule all by myself. Like I was so used to having such a strong like
support team.
Yeah, with that. And like if I was sick and I needed if I needed any kind of moving around, it
was just a phone
it was
call.
just done. Yeah.
It was not on you. Yeah.
But so I was very scared of that, and I was scared that I just wouldn't be busy and that I wouldn't make money, um, even though it was still in town.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's always scary, especially
yeah,
in this industry, because that is the reality of our industry.
yeah,
50% of our clients go to the salon for the salon, and then 50%, that's an average number. I don't actually know if that's legit. I'm just making that up. But in reality, I feel like that's been like
yeah,
the safe case. 50% follow the stylist and they're there for the stylist. So, yeah, going from a fully booked month to potentially having a 50% gap
yeah.
in your
And it
day,
was a lot more than that for sure for the
right? It's
first
a
little bit.
big thing. So, you made the move. Within how long were you like settled? Like, how long did it take you to be like, I'm so glad I made the move?
As soon as I walked out the door for the last time,
Okay.
as soon as I came and dropped my stuff off, I I just had this like huge relief and excitement, and even like within the first day, like I did Alyssa's hair the first day, and I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like I knew right away how great of a decision it was going to be. I was just scared of the change,
Totally.
but
What do you think is the like the number one standout of, because you've worked now at 4 salons?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is your fourth or this is your fifth?
This is my fourth.
Fourth. Okay. So you've worked at 3 other salons. What do you think makes industry different, a different experience for the stylist than every other salon you've worked at?
For the stylist, I mean, we all we all have our own, like we're all kind of our own boss in a way. We we are trusted to like manage our
Yeah.
to manage our job, our career.
Yeah.
Um and like it flows so well.
It really
Like
does.
it it's not like any of us are just, I don't know, like it just works, and we all work together as a team,
We do so
and
beautifully.
we like we're just we're grown-ups and we're trusted, that I don't know what I'm trying to say. We have the responsibility on us to manage our careers, and it really just works. I don't know what I'm
It just
trying to
works. It
say.
just
It just
works.
works. It just
Okay.
works.
So then when you flip that and you turn it into what, like, how does that translate into the client's experience there?
I feel like they can sense how liberated we feel, and how conscious we are of our schedules and our careers. Like I feel like they're always so excited to come in and hear us all laughing and having a good time together, and it just, I feel like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's like the energy.
Yeah,
I think that they can
they feel
feel the
for sure.
energy. And because this was the whole reason why I created it the way that I did. So in my head, my theory was if I hire a team who, I call it like you're taking control of the driver, like you're in the driver's seat of your own career.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose how your career unfolds. And everybody's on a different journey and everyone's choosing different paths, which is totally fine. But when you're in control of your career, when you do come to work, because you're not forced to come to work, you're choosing to come to work,
Yeah,
you're like top notch, you're on, you're ready to work, you're prepared, you're organized, like you're all of the things because you're choosing to be there. You're not forced to be there.
yeah,
And in turn, that attracts the client who appreciates and like respects that, like, I'm not working 50 hours behind the chair a week. I'm not going to squeeze you in,
yeah,
right? I'm not doing this because I want to produce the best work possible. And I've just been given this like choice of like, I get to do what I want to do to make my career what it is. And this is what I'm choosing, which is next, could be completely different to the person beside you. So
mm-hmm.
when they're with you, it's like you can just feel that energy of like you are there because you want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's not like,
And
what are
there's
we
no,
doing today?
yeah, there's no sense of like dis not disdain, but like they can feel the passion and
Yeah,
they can tell you genuinely love doing it.
exactly.
So it's just a better experience.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, what has been your biggest success up until this point in your career?
I mean, becoming a manager,
Okay.
being more being busier without having to sacrifice my personal life.
Yeah. And your health, I think too, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
when
yeah,
we overwork as every human, when you overwork, you are sacrificing your health or like we stand all day obviously. So like our bodies can't take as much
yeah.
because we're standing. So, yeah, I think that that's a big thing.
Oh yeah.
So becoming manager, what are some of your duties as manager?
Kind of just make sure everything's still flowing. Like make sure like emails. I do a lot of emails. I do a lot of phone calling. Um, if any of the girls need any help with like moving around people, I'm obviously helping as much as I can. Um, I just make sure like things are getting done around the salon. Because
Mhm.
obviously we're not like we're commission stylists, so it's easy for things to maybe get overlooked. But I really haven't had to enforce anything. Like kind of just make sure things are done. Like
Yeah.
errands, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, everything, right? Like anything and everything, and having someone in the place as like, oh, can I speak to a manager? Sure. Here's Victoria.
Yeah. Hi.
That's me.
Yeah, I've luckily not. I mean, that has maybe come up once
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh, are you the owner?" I'm like, "No, I'm the manager, though."
How can I help
Yeah.
you? Okay, so anything that you would say to someone looking to get into the hair industry? What would you say as like
uh,
your elevator pitch of like this is the best fucking career ever? How would you word that?
oh gosh. Um,
I ask you because you obviously had reservations about it coming in to
yeah.
your career, even after school, you second guessed it. But now that you're in it and you've made it your career, was that fear like, was it worth all of the
Yeah.
work that you put in to get
Oh
here?
yeah. Oh yeah. Um, hmm. I mean, it's so creative. It's
Mhm.
so like not unstructured, but every day looks different. There's so many different routes you can go, whether you want to just do hair cutting and like precision cutting, or if you want to just do extensions,
Mhm.
or if you even want to get into like the like behind the scenes um, career of it. Like
Yeah,
if you
there's so
want
many
to,
avenues.
yeah, you can work with a specific brand. You can work like you. There's so much you can do with it. You could be like theater makeup, um, theater hair,
Yeah,
or TV movies.
there's so many
Like there's so
options.
many. You could do stage work. I thought I wanted to do stage work for a while.
Mhm.
There's so many different creative opportunities that you can take with it. Obviously, in the beginning, doing every single type of service doesn't really appeal to everybody, or it's just it's just getting experience. But then
Mhm.
once you are doing it long enough, you can kind of choose, oh well, I want to do this, I want to do that. So there's just so much flexibility with it, and it's yeah.
It's just it is it's a truly it's a great career. But last question, and then
Mhm,
we'll end it. So you took a while to fall into your specialty,
mhm.
and you landed on a specialty that is not a norm in our industry.
Oddly
So,
enough, yeah.
oddly enough, right? So, her specialty is soft colors and straight hair. So, what brought you to that? And why did you think that that was something to hone in on? as a stylist?
I mean, I have straight hair myself.
You
And
do?
really? Yeah. And like you think it's easy because it's straight, but it's so much more like you have to be so much more precise. You have to blend things so much more. You have to just be aware of every single hair. I mean, you should anyways, but every haircut I got, I was like, oh, like I would feel like I
You
wanted
needed
to
a
tweak it.
tweak? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and just like so I had so many clients over the years just coming in complaining that their um, layers were too heavy or whatever, and I just naturally without even thinking was just doing more blending with cutting with color. Everything just was naturally more of like a blended soft outcome. So when I first came to industry, I was like, like, well, I really like talking about hair care and product. So I kind of went that route for a little bit. But then I was like, well, it's not like, it's kind of, yeah, like I like doing it, but it's
It's not a
not,
hair
yeah,
specialty.
it's not specific enough. So then we had our meeting and we were kind of bouncing back and forth of like, oh, well, what do you really like doing? What kind of style of cutting do you do? This, that, and whatever. And we kind of landed on soft color and straight hair, which it's more blended, it's softer, it's more natural looking.
What did you think was such a negative thing about your career or yourself as a stylist until you started to work?
I am very slow. I'm so slow, but that's not a bad thing.
You've learned that.
Yeah, I used to be really insecure about it, and I would constantly be told to speed up, you got to get faster.
And
But
would you have fallen into this specialty if you were
no,
fast?
not at
Never.
all, because you have to, like, it's like an extra half hour of blending essentially. Like I can't I can't do as good of a job as I do with less time.
Yeah.
Like it's just not possible.
Yeah.
And maybe it might be possible for somebody else, but I take pride in paying attention to every single little detail and making sure it's absolutely perfect. Even my clients are like, oh, it's I'm not even gonna notice. I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
notice. I want to make sure it's perfect. And I can't get this quality of work done with less time.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, who is your like if someone's watching this and they're like, "Oh, that sounds like me." Like do you like who is your art ideal like canvas of hair?
Honestly, someone with my like hair like mine. On it, like straight hair might be finer. Um, Not wanting huge drastic changes. You still want to feel like yourself, but with a little more extra sparkle.
Love that.
Because every time I'd get my hair done, I'd be nervous of trying something too big. Like I'd be like, I still want to enjoy what I have going on now, but like enhance it a little
Enhance it,
bit.
yeah.
So yeah, someone with straight hair like mine and just wanting a little kiss of dimension.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, thanks for being our first sit down.
You're welcome.
I still don't know what we're going to call this. What
Yeah,
should
I
we
don't
call
know.
it?
Leave a comment below what we should call it.
We're going to
I'm
have to
gonna have to think
brainstorm
on
and
it.
think of it. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming to our couch conversations.
Yeah.